Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got 10 NFL players poised to break out as a star in 2024. Let's check this out.
Back looking left, going left. There he is.
Jake Ferguson right here.
Ferguson with the touchdown.
Adjusting to the NFL from the college ranks is no small
Tyler
task,
Gordon.
but at the rate that rosters turn over in league, players are in a hurry to make their names. And well, it happens easier for some guys more than others. In any case, this year we should see a number of players break out. Some rookies, some second years, and even some borderline vets. So, let's take a look ahead at 10 guys that we expect to break out as a star this season.
And I'm gonna see if I agree with any of these, bro.
Anthony Richardson, QB,
yeah.
Indianapolis Colts.
They you know what I'm saying? Like I've said before, I've said this plenty of times already, but they've put a lot of better talent around him. You know what I'm saying? He did deal with a lot of injuries last year, but he showed a little bit of flashes, you know what I'm saying, when the time that he did play, you know what I'm saying? They re-signed Michael Pittman Jr. They drafted A.D. Mitchell. They already got Josh Downs. They also re-signed Jonathan Taylor as well. So I believe that offense might be explosive this year, 100%.
The 2023-2024 season was a major what-if type of year for Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts. The dual-threat quarterback that Indy drafted fourth overall,
taking the time to sit, you know what I'm saying, behind a veteran QB like Gardner Minshew, probably going to pay dividends for him.
That had the Colts infatuated with Richardson during the draft process. Unfortunately, he just couldn't seem to stay healthy for any extended stretch of time and was ultimately limited to just 4 games during the campaign. This had to be particularly disheartening for the Colts.
He's a Pacers fan. Oh boy.
A rather solid team.
Yeah, he's not gonna like what just happened.
Narrowly missed the postseason, even with journeyman QB Gardner Minshew under center. Richardson really could have been the piece that put them over the edge and helped them make a deep run. The former UF star should be back and healthy this year, and it'll be fascinating to see what he looks like after getting a full offseason of reps with Michael Pittman Jr. Not to mention the addition that was made through the draft, bringing in former Longhorn standout wide receiver Adonai Mitchell, and help on the offensive line with Matt
some tall-ass receivers, I swear, bro.
Isn't
Pittman like 6'4"? I know A.D. Mitchell's like around 6'3", 6'4", and Alec Pierce is 6'4".
Richardson has all the makings of a star.
Damn.
And with the pieces that
Indy has brought in this offseason, he could be poised
for a huge breakout season. Khalil Shakir, WR, Buffalo Bills.
He might be their wide receiver 1 this year.
Season looks like it'll be
it's definitely going to be between him and Keon Coleman.
But
he definitely, you know what I'm saying, is very underrated, I think, bro.
You know, now that Stephon Diggs has been traded and Gabe Davis departed for a fat bag of cash, up to 50 mil to be precise, down in Jacksonville via free agency. He only saw limited action during his first couple of pro seasons, but Shakir has managed to snag 49 passes for 772 yards and 3 touchdowns. And the majority of that production is skewed by his play down the stretch of last season. Now that he's going to be asked to evolve
this play was crazy
piece in the office to a main contributor, the sky is going to be the limit for Shakir, especially with someone like Allen throwing the speedster the ball. We may look back at the end of the season and see Shakir with well over 1,000 receiving yards. Keep an eye out. Jake Ferguson, yeah. Bro,
he is really growing on me. Now I see why they let Dalton Schultz go, because Jake Ferguson has got all the potential in the world to be a top 5 tight end in the league, bro.
The luxury of playing behind and at times alongside a certified pro in Dalton Schultz. This clearly paid dividends for his development, as Ferguson has an extremely reliable pair of hands and runs very crisp routes for a tight end.
What really constantly hurdling niggas too.
The other great pass-catching tight ends in the game today is that Ferguson is also a highly proficient blocker in both the passing and running game, vastly increasing the Cowboys'
optionality. That shot is so cold.
Now, I'm not saying that he's going to be Rob Gronkowski straight out the gate next year, but he could very well serve a very similar role to what the Hall of Famer did for the Pats during their glory days. Because now that the aforementioned Dalton Schultz has taken the highway drive out of Houston to join the Texans, a huge opportunity has now opened up for Ferguson to fill the void for Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. 2024 could be a big season for Ferguson. Kyler Gordon, CB, Chicago Bears. The 2022 NFL Draft was rich.
I agree
with
with this.
And this may be the year that
Bears are really trending up in the right direction with all this young talent they've got, especially in the secondary with him, Brisker, Jalen Johnson, and Tyreek Stevenson.
His rookie year, when the Bears toggled him back and forth between outside coverage and the slot, but with him having exclusively played nickel corner in 2023, he really started to come into his own. Gordon not only has the quickness and agility to excel in both zone and man coverage, but he has a rare football IQ for a player of his seniority. His ability to read quarterbacks and make plays on the ball could be game-changing for the Bears D this season, which, by the way, is a unit that we saw improve drastically during the second half of last year. Meaning, now that all the excitement rightfully is building around the offense, if Gordon is able to develop the way that he projects to, he may elevate the Bears secondary to one of the best in the league, which is I think they definitely got the youngest secondary for the other teams in the NFC. Trayvon Walker, edge, Jacksonville Jaguars. Don't look now, but the Jacksonville Jaguars are building something very scary down in Duval. And look for Trayvon Walker, the first overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft out of the University of Georgia, to be a huge part of that. The Bulldogs star admittedly hit the broadside of the learning curve at points during his rookie season, but he really came on strong in the second half of the season for the Jags and finished the year with 10 sacks. Now that he's up to speed on what it means to play NFL football from both a mental and strategic standpoint, he should be a force to be reckoned with. Because when it comes to the physical aspect, there are few on par with Walker. He stands at 6'5" and weighs 275 pounds, creating a lethal combination of size, speed, and power in a way that very few edge rushers can match. Walker is also uniquely versatile, as he can play both the run and pass games rather well, even if he gets slapped with a couple of double teams by the opposing O-line. With another offseason under his belt to hone his pass rushing techniques and build on the experience that he's had in the league over the past 2 seasons, Walker is now poised to be a real breakout star for the Jags this year. Look for that double-digit sack total to climb in a very meaningful way in 2024. Marquise Brown,
Hollywood, yeah. I mean, we all kind of think this, bro. With him having Patrick Mahomes throw him the ball.
Brown has had a rather tumultuous start to his professional career. Not tumultuous in the same way as his cousin Antonio Brown, but still, it's not exactly been smooth sailing. He had a solid first couple of years in Baltimore, where he was drafted, as they stabilized the quarterback position in the post-Joe Flacco era. And his best season came in 2021, when he narrowly eclipsed the 1,000 receiving yard mark. But the team promptly shipped him out to the desert, along with a third-round pick.
That paid off big time for us.
Cardinals in exchange for Arizona's 23rd overall pick. And while there were certainly high hopes for him with the Cards, that whole situation sort of devolved pretty quickly through no fault of Brown's, with Murray's bizarre hot and cold relationship with the team. Oh, and ultimately his ACL injury that cost him a significant chunk of games during Brown's tenure in Arizona. 2024 could be the year that we finally see him earn the nickname Hollywood. Though, because he has signed a team-friendly deal with the Kansas City Chiefs to catch passes from Patrick Mahomes, and, well, honestly, that's just about as good as it gets. It's going to be scary for opposing defenses to try and contain the speedster, with Travis Kelce drawing so much attention from the defensive secondary.
Then they got Worthy on the other side with elite speed.
Rich get richer situation with the Chiefs being able to.
Do y'all think Worthy's gonna have like 99 speed in Madden?
Mark our words.
That should
2024 will be the breakout year for Marquise Brown. Breece Hall,
oh, 100%, bro. You know what I'm saying? His rookie year, he was off to a great start, and then he tore his ACL. And then, like, when he came off the ACL, they were trying to just ease him back in. But, like, bro, this first game back, he popped off. I think he had over 100 yards. You know what I'm saying? That's what really got him more of the carries and pushed Dalvin Cook aside and shit like that. But he's ready, bro.
Breece Hall arguably had
a fully healthy Breece Hall is dangerous.
His played went from 7 from his rookie season to 17. Plus, we also got to see the otherworldly explosive running back put the Jets' offense entirely on his back after Aaron Rodgers went down.
But he's probably are they gonna split carries with him and Braylon Allen? I know Breece Hall might have more chunk of the carries, but you know, Braylon Allen. If Braylon Allen really if really impresses them in practice and shit, like, have no choice but to give him a lot of carries.
Retooling its offensive line to protect the
practice, training camp, probably preseason too. He's probably gonna start.
The Jets offense could be one of the most dynamic groups in the league this season, and Hall's numbers could be scary good playing off-play action with Rodgers. So we reserve the right to use the breakout tag. After all, there is a legitimate chance chance that we see Hall in the MVP discussion at the end of the season, like Christian McCaffrey was this year for San Fran. Winning it as your running back is a pipe
I wouldn't
dream,
go
but
that
look for
far.
kind of season
Maybe
out of the
offensive
young
player of
Jets
the
running
year.
back. It's gonna be that
MVP,
good.
bro.
Kobe Dean, LB, Philadelphia
Kobe Dean.
Eagles. With the way that the
Like, I forgot all about Kobe Dean. I ain't gonna lie to you. 2023, he hasn't really been that good. He's also dealt with injuries.
Take a major step forward this year. And based on what we saw before injuries derailed his 2023 season, former University of Georgia star linebacker Nakobe Dean could be the shot in the arm to revitalize a unit and team that was oh so close to winning the Super Bowl just 2 seasons ago. He didn't miss a tackle, Jonathan Macri of PFF explained, something that other Eagles defenders struggled with this past season. Once healthy, Dean should step right back into his starting role and deliver the quality linebacker play that Philadelphia was searching for this season. Anybody who watched the Eagles down the stretch of last year could probably tell that. But still, Dean may just
wasn't
be
really
what the
paying
doctor
attention
ordered for
to
Philly,
the
and he
Nakobe
will
Dean
soon reap
last
the
year.
benefits by becoming a star in this league in his own right. Tyjae Spears,
Tyjae
RB,
Spears.
Tennessee Titans.
It's gonna be hard for him to have a breakout year with them also signing, you know what I'm saying, Tony Pollard. So I don't necessarily agree with if they didn't sign Tony Pollard, I would agree with this, but I don't know how many, you know what I'm saying, touches he's gonna have this year.
Spears to step in and really produce. During his very limited usage as a rookie, he looked quite explosive. In fact, during the one game that he managed to get double-digit carries in 2023, he went for 74 yards and looked darn good doing it. So now that Brian Callahan has taken over the coaching staff, Spears may very well find himself moving from understudy to the main attraction in the music scene.
Maybe.
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
JOK really popped off in the second half of last year.
Big year for Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and I guess the Cleveland Browns as well. This team navigated a whirlwind of injuries, including to their high price tagged quarterback Deshaun Watson, and also managed to make a very shocking playoff run. And Owusu-Koramoah, well, he was a huge part of that. Especially
what playoff run did they make, nigga? They got blown out in the first round.
The stretch of the season,
Hey,
where
this
the
nigga
Browns
told him
coaching
a
staff finally
shocking
took the
playoff
training
run.
wheels off and saw his defensive snaps jump from 65% through week 10.
He's a great tackler too.
For the remainder
I really
of the
witnessed
year.
that in the
The linebacker finished
Texans
with
game. I think it was
his
the
20th
wild card
highest
game
grade
where he
PFF,
was
and it
constantly
really
making
does look
plays.
like he could be one of the top line, high impact stars for the Browns for years to come. It should be fun for the good folks of the Dog Pound to watch the exciting young star
Yeah, it was this
develop
game right
year
here.
and see how he builds on his early success. But hey, which NFL player do you think is best positioned to break out as a star in 2024?
You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm going to go with my Baltimore Ravens here. I'm gonna say Rashad Bateman. You know what I'm saying? Either him or Trent Simpson, but I think Rashad Bateman, if he can continue to stay healthy, you know what I'm saying? Like he stayed healthy a little bit last year, you know what I'm saying? More than he's ever done his whole career so far, but if he can be able to stay healthy, he's going to be dangerous. This whole offense is going to be fucking dangerous with him, Zay, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Nelson Aguilar is very underrated as well. You know what I'm saying? With us bringing in Derrick Henry, bro, Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell when he comes back from injury. Like, I feel like the sky's the limit for this offense. And if Rashad Bateman can stay healthy, you know what I'm saying? He showed flashes that if he can stay healthy, he can be, you know what I'm saying, dynamic and shit like that. But I want to know what you guys think. Who else you think is going to be a breakout star this year? Let me know down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on my post notification, you'll notify whenever I drop another banger video. We're on the road to 200 subs. So I'm going to get there for more banger content like this. And without further ado, I'm out. Gang!